MTD, Making Tax Digital for Income Tax. You must have digital records to comply with Making Tax Digital, and Xero is obviously one of those options. What you can do is you can sign up to Xero Simple if you are not a VAT registered business, and in this video I'm going to show you Xero Simple and how simple it is to do the setup. You can access Xero Simple on the Xero website. Currently, August 2025, the monthly price is £7 plus VAT, and let me show you how to do the setup if that's what you choose. When you sign up for Xero Simple, this is what you will see on your screen first, and I'm going to talk you through how to set it up. So we simply go to next, and then we fill in our business name. So here we go. This is Happy Housewares, and I've just put 2025. You fill in your details. Now we're going to change the organisation type because we're not a limited company, we're a sole trader. Fill in your information as much as you want at this stage. So then you have the option, you just choose next. And then, are you VAT registered? Well, Xero Simple is not for a VAT registered business, so we just say none. And then next. Does your organisation send invoices? For Xero Simple, you have a limit on the invoices you can send. We will say no at this stage. Maybe we've got a retail business and we're not issuing invoices, so we'll say no. Do you want to invite users? If you had somebody else in your business, you could add them at this stage, but again, we're going to say no and keep on going. It's asking you, do you want to upgrade? No, we're quite happy with Xero Simple, so we'll leave that as well. Do you want to set up your chart of accounts? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the default chart of accounts, and then I'm going to talk you through some changes. So we're going to say next, and here's the chart of accounts. The 200 codes are for income and Xero. We're not going to change those. 300 codes are for direct costs. We're going to leave those. So just in case you're not clear, your chart of accounts is how you analyse your expenditure in Xero. There are rules for Making Tax Digital, so you might want to change some of them at a later date. But what I'm going to show you to do at this stage is I'm going to get rid of one of the entertainment. So I'm going to choose 420 and I'm going to say delete that because it doesn't make sense to have two codes for entertainment in Xero. And then I'm going to scroll down to travel, another pet peeve that I have. I don't see why we've got two travels. I'm going to remove the international. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm ticking it at the left. I'm going up and I'm saying delete. It says, are you sure? But yeah, I am sure. And if I go back down to the travel, here we go. I'm just going to take the word national out of it. The businesses we're talking about are not going to be traveling all over the world. One code for travel is absolutely fine. Xero doesn't seem to be aware that we're a sole trader because it's got things like corporation tax. We've got a search box. I'm going to search for tax. Here's corporation tax. I'm going to select it. I'm going to select this one and also deferred tax. None of those codes are relevant when you're a sole trader. So again, we can delete them. And then there's some other things in Xero that are not relevant for sole traders. If we go to share capital, type in the word share. We don't have share capital when we're a sole trader, so again, select that one and delete. Now this is not necessary, but it just makes sense to do this tidy up. Then we're still on the setup. We can save and quit at any time if we wanted to, but we'll move on to next. There aren't any bank accounts. Do you want to continue? We'll say yes, because setting up a bank account is not easy to do on a demo company because you have to access your bank. But it's important to have a separate bank account. If you have that set up, you can go ahead and link your bank account to Xero, but we're not going to do that today. Okay, you might find this screen a little bit daunting. It's saying, what's your conversion date? In other words, when are you going to start using Xero? So if you're not going to start until next year, you might say, okay, I'm going to start in April 2026. Or you might say, I'm going to start a year in advance, maybe 6 months in advance. So we'll say we're doing it a year in advance. I know we're in August at the moment. which is why Xero suggests August, but we're going to say no, we're going to start with April. And then it says you need to put balances. If you're starting April 2025, you need to enter balances the day before. Again, a little bit daunting, but don't worry. We say next, and you don't actually need to fill anything in here at this stage. You might have an accountant to help you out. What I would suggest is once you've set up your bank account, you add that in and you add your bank balance. So you would add a new line, pick up your bank account, which we don't have at this stage. If you had £3,000 in your bank account, you'd put that figure in there in the debit column, and then you would save. We've decided we don't have any balances to enter at this stage, so we're going to choose next. And then our setup is complete. So it's as simple as that, setting it up. There's nothing else you need to worry about at this stage. If you connect your bank account, you would do it here. So you would add an account. You choose who you bank with. So for example, if you're with Lloyds Business Bank, you would choose Lloyds, and then you have to continue and log into your bank account, and you just follow the instructions. So clearly I can't go any further here, but you can get the idea that it takes you to your bank account and it asks you for your login details, and then you just continue with the instructions to set up your bank account. You'll find your initials in the top right. If you go there, you have the option to log out. When you log back into Xero, this is what you should expect to see: dashboard, business, accounting and contacts. Sometimes it will still say setup guide and you'll have to click on it to get these options. I'm not going to talk you through these options at this stage because my understanding is that these are going to change very soon. Xero's got a different layout, and I will leave a further video until that changes. Xero Simple might not change, but if it does, I will be back explaining what you then do to get started actually using Xero Simple. But as you can see, going to the Xero website, downloading it, setting it up, connecting your bank is really quite straightforward. I hope you found the video useful, and I hope you realise that MTD, making tax digital for income tax, is not going to be as daunting as it seems. But if you do choose to use Xero and you need some help with your Xero account, remember that I am always available for one-to-one Xero coaching. Until next time, until the next video, happy Xeroing.